Bill is nearing the governor's desk for the funding of public education in Kansas.
A lot to this one. As a key deadline approaches for Kansas lawmakers, special education funding is a source of concern again for state public education advocates. The state has not met the required funding for more than a decade of 92% of what they call excess costs. So that leaves school districts to cover the expense for special ed services. Sean Logging breaks down what this all means. Sean?
Mike, Rachel, the Kansas House passing out that K-12 education budget earlier this afternoon. It will be taken up by the Senate here soon. This bill meets the constitutionally required funding levels for general education with some increases, but it's also bringing changes to the funding formula for special education. It is one of the tasks Kansas lawmakers must accomplish, pass a K-12 education budget. The latest version sees increases for next school year.
It adds more funding. That's what we want. It adds about $309 million of constitutional funding, plus $77.5 million is included in that for special ed.
That $77.5 million is a one-time increase. This bill is also changing the formulas for measuring a district's special education excess costs, state aid, and requires the use of some local funds. GOP Representative Christy Williams, an author of this package, says the changes are counting all of the money.
For those monies that are raised or generated for special education students, they need to be used for special education students. And so we're codifying what is already happening.
This plan specifically centered around the special education components opposed by many of the state's public education groups and advocates.
Accounting gimmick to make it appear as if the legislature is fully funding special education in the out year.
This move is seen as shifting some of the responsibility from the state to the districts and adding more local budget pressures.
If the state doesn't adequately fund special education, it's not adequately funding general education either.
For those in public education, they say this special education funding shouldn't be such a fight.
If there's an influx of calls and emails saying this isn't right for students, they need to listen to their constituents.
KASB says last year school districts had to backfill about $400 million in general funds to cover the special education excess costs that by law are supposed to be covered by the state.